Welcome back to Bella Soul Farm. Today I'm going to talk about being selfish. Um, am I selfish? Wow. One of the biggest lessons that I learned in my recovery program happened during step 4, the searching and fearless moral inventory. And that was fun. I remember going down this checklist of character flaws, or as my therapist likes to call them, character abda- adaptations. That's a tough one. Anyway, I got to selfish, and without hesitation, I checked off no, I'm not selfish. I didn't consider myself to be selfish at all. In fact, I prided myself on giving, taking care of others, and being helpful. But as I dug down deeper, um, something hit me really hard. We're all selfish. Self preservation is built into our human nature, and it has to be. So think about it. How many times during the day do you think about yourself? How the weather affects you, what you're going to wear, how someone's tone made you feel, how a delay, a plan, or a person impacts your schedule or your comfort. Even giving can be selfish sometimes. If you give because it makes you feel important, or it makes you look good, or to feel needed, it's still about self. Now, I'm not saying that giving is wrong, obviously. Giving is beautiful, but awareness is everything. Ask yourself, what is the primary motivation behind it? Um, I have to ask myself that also. And I'm discovering now that I don't need to feel important. I don't need to feel good about myself. I don't need to be needed. I just enjoy giving now with freedom because it's not about me. It's really cool. Anyway, when I became more self aware, I started realizing that in the past, before doing this work, I made most everything about me. How things affected me, what I needed, what I felt, especially how things affected me, even things that were out of my control. Um, the realization that I made everything about myself was extremely humbling. Um, I never really looked. I didn't know I had to. I never knew, that you can't change what you refuse to look at or what you can't see. Um, it's just another one of those things. It's about finding the balance because obviously not all selfishness is bad. There are ways we need to think about ourselves every day, taking care of our bodies, protecting our energy, setting boundaries, um, tending to our mental and spiritual health, and just the day to day stuff, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, those kind of things. And that's healthy selfishness. And self love is so important. It's funny, like, I used to hear the word selfish and automatically think bad, right? If you're selfish, that's bad. Now I understand there's a healthy selfishness and an unhealthy selfishness. And now we can talk about the unhealthy kind, self-centeredness. Self-centeredness is when everything becomes about how something affects you and you have no consideration for others. You might think you do, but take a look, go deep. Um, so, how do we change self centeredness? Just like everything else, self awareness is the key to everything. And by noticing it, by being mindful when we're stuck in self centered thinking, by making things about you that really aren't about you. Um, I still do it sometimes, but I catch myself and it's really freeing. Um, we can pause before reacting and ask ourselves, is this about me or is this about them? That's a really powerful one right there. Um, if we listen more and we judge less and not take things personal, and we get genuinely curious about what someone else needs or what they feel, what lights them up, it's really cool to be able to have that consideration and happiness for someone else. Um, I think the real growth came for me when I found that balance where I could hold both, caring for myself where necessary, and also caring for others with understanding and compassion. Um, it is a beautiful thing. Self awareness is something I talk about a lot. And self awareness gives us the ability to see the difference where we're being selfish in a healthy way or selfish in an unhealthy way. It helps to know when we're acting out of love or we're acting out of ego. And that's where real connection begins. That's where real healthy relationships grow from. With honesty, humility, and compassion for yourself and for others. It's a beautiful thing. So, in closing, we are all selfish. We're designed to be for survival. Um, Self awareness will show you when you are being selfish in a good way or you are being self centered. And noticing, paying attention, being aware, that's where the beauty lives. So I hope you have a fantastic day. And thank you so much for listening.